What do you want to do?
Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Geeks, and I'm in another episode of the Criterion Corner Series. This is episode 7. We're going to talk about my thoughts and experience of watching a film directed by Richard Linklater, Spine 839, Boyhood. This is an incredible film, an incredible achievement what they did with this film. So what this film is about a life of this kid, and we, as the audience, we see him grow up and what he experienced in life. And that's what the title calls Boyhood. And what a film. And I want to do this video to talk about my 3 thoughts. And then it's another section of this video talking about experience watching this movie. Because I saw this movie when I was 15 years old at the time when this movie came out. I didn't see this in theaters. I saw this on Blu-ray in a studio release title long before when Criterion announced that they're going to release it on the Criterion collection and add it to that collection. So, I bought the studio release not knowing they would release this. What makes this movie so unique is that this film was shot over a decade. So basically what Richard Linklater did was just unheard of. At the time what this was released, what this came to be. So basically what he did, he shot like portion of the scenes as the years go along. That's why we never saw a recast of the same actor, the same main character in the film. It's the same actor, and we just watching him grow up and how it looks so different over the years in the movie that takes place in the process of many years. I believe this takes place 12 years, I believe. And I was in awe basically when I bought on Blu-ray, finding out that this film was shot over 12 years with the same actors and everything. And it was a remarkable achievement that I never heard of before at the time when I watched this movie. So my thoughts on this movie was just, I loved it. I absolutely loved it because of the realism factor in this movie. We see a young boy grow up. We see him how he experienced with life, dealing with his father and his mother and with his sibling, his sister. And it's a beautiful tale of a life. We see life watching happening in this movie, and I just love that about that because it's so different from any other films that I've seen in my collection, and how this was unique to Richard Linklater filmography. He made some really different films. You got the Before trilogy, which is a dialogue piece but a romantic life piece, and you got Boyhood. This is about childhood, teenage years, and come to be in adulthood. That's what in Boyhood. And you got School of Rock. I mean, he makes very unique type of film that we see as his career grows. And Boyhood is one of his most unique film of his filmography. Probably my favorite of his filmography. Well, I mean, it's torn between the Before trilogy and Boyhood, but I love them both equally because I consider the Before trilogy as one big movies, even though they're different type of movies. Anyways, we're not talking about Before trilogy. We're talking about Boyhood. I just love it because it deals with topics. Well, not topics. It deals with the realistic factor. Because as a kid, we grew up. We deals what the main kid deals with. Talk about her mother. I mean, his mother, and everything about that. Divorce happened. I have experience with that. My parents are divorced, and that's what the main character deals with as well. And it's just all about life, basically. And I just love we can see what everyday in life is in Boyhood, because I love the fact they kept the same actor over the span of 12 years in the making. And so we can see him grow up. And there's not a moment that took me off. Like, oh, this is feel very natural to me to while watching the film goes on, because you've seen him, the same particular actor, and it doesn't feel off. It felt right. It felt natural. It felt a realistic. It was realistic in a way that we see him, this young kid who was a unknown actor. He's not an actor. We see him grow up. It was a beautiful thing for me to watch. So let's now talk about the experience watching this movie. So I remember went to Best Buy, grabbed this Blu-ray, the studio release Blu-ray of Boyhood, because I heard so much about it. And this is one of the films I never saw in theaters, but it was a kind of limited release title, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was 15 at the time. I just watched big blockbuster movies, occasionally with some Oscar contender films around there. But naturally, Boyhood for me, while watching it for the very first time, I remember this. I was watching the film, like a couple hours before the Golden Globes begin. So I really want to check out Boyhood before the Golden Globes begins, because I heard so much about the award contender that Boyhood was, that Patricia Arquette was in the running up for her to win the Best Actress in the leading role. I believe it's the leading role, supporting role. It's been a while. But as soon as I watched it, I was hooked. The main reason I was really hooked, because I think I was the right age for me to watch this movie. I was 15 years old, going in blind, just knowing nothing, and I don't know who's Richard Linklater. The only Richard Linklater film that I seen from him was School of Rock, but I didn't necessarily know what's the director name. I just watched School of Rock because Jack Black was in it, and so I watched Boyhood. I was immediately, it grabs me. It grabs my attention because I was the right age to watch this movie, because I was growing up. I was having that mindset of, open up the horizon basically to anything, really, because I was growing up. And Boyhood was a beautiful for me to watch because it was an experience. I was engaged, yet so entranced to the world to see what this character experienced in life. Same thing I am experiencing in life, going through to junior high and now in ninth grade and just in high school, and just the realities of that. And Boyhood helped me to learn what life is. I'm a deaf kid. I'm deaf. I have a hearing aid since I was 4 years old. I know how life really is. It's hard. It's not always easy. This film showcased that, and experiencing watching that film, just, it was a whole another level. Really, it was nothing else beside watching big blockbuster movies. Boyhood entered the gate of watching this type of film, like Oscar contender films, like indie lower budget film, because this is a really lower budget film, even though it was shot in 12 years. It was a wonderful experience for me to watch that. Obviously, I saw the Blu-ray. I kind of wish I kept the studio release title, but the Criterion Collection was the definitive edition of that film. I was really excited when Criterion announced this, and it was my Christmas wish list. So my dad gave me this for Christmas, and also Pen Lambert. So they came out the same day. So I was like, I want both for Christmas because I love Pen Lambert. Really, this was a gateway for me to know everything about the indie type movies. Obviously, prior to that, that's 2014 early 2014, late 2014. I opened the door to the world of cinema. Seven Samurai, everything, and Boyhood was the open world for me for indie types movies. The Before trilogy. I mean, so many more. And I love this movie because it was so realistic. It was so a breath of fresh air for me to watch something very unique that I've never seen before at the age I was in when I watched this movie. It was nothing like any other, basically. And I immediately fell in love with the character journey. I was engaged. I was, in the right set of mind for me to watch this one. And I remember while I was in the middle of watching this movie, I was like, whoa, pause. That's the same actor this kid grow up to this kid. Like I thought it was a different actor, but when I researched it, I was like, oh my god, this film was shot over 12 years, the span of 12 years. I was immediately boggled my mind. It blew me away. By the way, just knowing because I didn't. Cause look at this. I went watching this movie knowing nothing. Basically, I don't know what the behind the scenes and all that. I went in because I heard so much about the award contenders thing, and a lot of reviews came along that people love this movie. Um, you know, and I was interesting seeing this movie, and I was so in shock that it was the same actors, the kids actors growing up, and we see growing up, and that was an amazing experience to watch this kid grow up in the boyhood in general, obviously. Just it was an amazing experience for me. It was, it I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It was like a learning experience for me, how to learn to live as a young man myself, trying to grow up, trying to learn, trying to fit in the world that we are in. It was a beautiful thing for me to watch. I adore this movie. It's hold a special place in my heart, and I kind of wish I saw this in theaters. I would love that, but obviously it didn't happen because I was a very different set of mind back then. And also this is rated R, so I don't think my parents would go out and watch this movie with me. To see Boyhood, very indie, hard drama about a kid growing up in life, basically. And the ending of the film is so special to me because obviously I was ninth grade, so I was 15, so I was ninth grade, and I believe I was in ninth grade. Anyway, I was either ninth grade or eighth grade, what have you. Um, in the end of the film, it hit me so hard when the mother, played by Patricia Arquette, wonderfully by Patricia Arquette. I don't know why I'm stuttering it right now. She was an emotional breakdown of seeing his son leave college, and she talked about life and the struggles and everything what she sees on him. I thought it was a beautiful thing for me because I was I was not yet to leave in college just yet. I had like 4 more years until high school. I have 4 more years, four more years of high school left. It was a learning experience for me. Like, yeah, one day I'm going out to college, and you know, and here I am. I'm in college. I'm away from my parents. I'm 4 hours away from my family. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I'm pursuing my film degree. You know, I'm pursuing a career of being a director. That's my dream. But it's hard. It's not, and not everything's easy, but it's hard. And this film showcased that. But it was a euphoric experience though, when he leaves to college and he meets the new people, and the way the movie ends, it let me feel kind of okay, but at the same time, this is going to happen one day when you are going to college. That you're next in life, basically. That's what the boyhood chapter is closed for him, and now he's becoming an adult. And that was a beautiful thing. It was euphoric. It's beautiful. It's just powerful at the same time. I love this film so much. This is a wonderful Blu-ray release because you got a brand new audio commentary with Linklater and 9 members of the film cast and crew. I thought that's a great audio commentary. He gives so much insight of the film, and we have a new documentary chronically the film production, which is awesome to see how what the process is like to make this movie. Note, Richard Linklater was making other films while Boyhood was happening. He was making Before Trilogy while Boyhood is happening. He was making School of Rock. I believe he was making School of Rock while this was happening. And it's just, I can feel the director's stress. Like, oh my god, I have one film that I need to shoot over 12 years, but at the same time, I have to direct another film that is not part of that film. That his process of mind as a director is just, I can tell the stress going on about that. Yeah, beautiful documentary, like showcasing the span of 12 years of how they shot it. Oh man, this is a wonderful Blu-ray release. That's what I'm gonna say, and I love this cover because they showcase the 12 years lifespan, and this is a 2 disc set. So this is a premium Blu-ray release. I'm very happy to own it in my collection. Just to say, this is a phenomenal film. My experience watching this movie will never be forgotten. Just I was 15 years old, bought the Blu-ray, and I watched it before the Golden Globes ever begins, because I want to know the hype, what it was, and it was just an amazing experience for me to watch. I just fell in love, and after this movie, I was like, man, I really want to check out the Before trilogy. And then years later, Criterion announced that they're going to release the Before trilogy. I was like, yes, because I heard so much. You know, man, Boyhood, what a phenomenal film. Just, please check it out if you have not seen it. It was an experience to be held. I mean, it's amazing. There you have it, guys. This is episode 7 of the Criterion Corner series. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts and feelings and my experience watching the Boyhood. Comment below what you think of Boyhood, and want to know what's your experience watching this movie for the very first time. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and have a great day. Take care.